Hey guys, I'm finally back with a new review. Apologies for my long-awaited absence. Today's review is Selfless. Selfless is pretty typical for a science thriller about modern medicine finding new ways to extend human life, but it does have a few twists. Sadly though, most of these twists are given away in the trailer, and I found while watching this movie most of the events were predictable. This movie is about a rich and brilliant man named Damien Hale who is dying of cancer. He gets a second chance at life, though, when a friend of his recommends a procedure known as shedding, where your mind gets transferred into a younger body that has been grown in the lab. He later finds out that the head of the organization responsible for creating the shedding process is being less than truthful with him when he discovers that the body he is now occupying once had a mind of its own, along with a wife and child. Damien then embarks on a mission to prevent the lab from continuing its dark practices. This film was enjoyable to watch, with intense action scenes and subtle humor suitable for this kind of movie. The main character, played by Ryan Reynolds, was also taken away from the stereotypical rich douchebag stereotype. And although he was an absent father to his daughter Claire, the film did show that he regretted this part of his past and was very proud of his daughter for what she had accomplished, even though he wasn't good at telling her this. In the film, he was able to learn this small lesson and was able to give his daughter a letter telling her everything that he should have said before, instead of trying to solve the problem with his checkbook. The story was well written and well paced, with a few unexpected reveals to create shock value. Anton, the bodyguard who never dies, was the weakest reveal and doesn't play much to the story other than to add to Damien's paranoia, as it shows the organization is keeping a closer eye on him than he previously thought. The next reveal was the discovery that Damien's friend had had the procedure done on his son, and that's how he had known of the organization to recommend it in the first place. After Damien discovered the child in their house, he then confronts his friend and tells him the truth about the organization. Feeling ashamed and manipulated, Damien's friend confesses that he was about to betray Damien and changes his plans to help him. This plays a more important role in the story, as it leads to the capture of the wife and child Damien is trying to protect, forcing him to confront the head of the organization. It also provides Damien with an upper hand, as his friend reveals he has more of the pills Damien needs, as well as that he had them reverse engineered so Damien is no longer dependent on the organization to get more. The biggest reveal is when Damien discovers the head of the organization, Dr. Albright, had also undergone a shedding procedure himself, using his former assistant as his new body. Using this information, Damien is able to use his wife to ambush him. And although the ambush doesn't quite go how he wants it to, it does gain him an understanding of what the pills do exactly. Stop the brain from rejecting the new conscience and returning to the previous one. These reveals were done well, but not huge in comparison to other film twists. They did their job accordingly, keeping the story on track and giving us the appropriate exposition to understand it. The ending was sweet but expected, and I honestly can't imagine it ending any other way. Despite the film trying to make us believe that Damien was going to keep the body for his own, even after all the truths he had discovered about it, it was obvious that that wasn't going to happen. Based on what the film had shown us about Damien's character, it wouldn't have made much sense for him to run off with someone else's body. As fun a watch as this movie was, the predictability left me with no dying desire to see it again, but I certainly didn't regret my first viewing. 3 stars out of 5. Enjoy!